In terms of conceptual learning, as practitioners, we tend to be more focused on the technical aspects, the techniques, the methods that we use, rather than acquiring and understanding new concepts. This is primarily because, as teachers, if we're focused on the technical aspect of our role as teachers, then we can see the immediate impact of what we're doing. There's a sort of productivity in relation to the actions that we take. And what this means then is that from the critical thinking point of view, we're actually limiting our ability to act in very flexible, adaptable, and highly productive ways, because we're focused on techniques and methods rather than whether those techniques and methods are actually productive. We, therefore, in terms of the techniques, we can, as teachers, become quite outdated or stuck in the ways of teaching year after year without change. And what this actually means is that the quality of the teaching actually begins to reduce. In a way, the techniques, the approaches are overlearned and become, in a sense, meaningless. According to some of the theorists we've looked at around reflective practice, they actually talk about conceptual learning from a very broad point of view, saying that conceptual learning provides certain tools for the reflective practitioner in order to solve problems and to look at the world in a very unique and flexible way. If we're not being conceptual and focusing on the technical, then we're not being flexible enough in order to look at complex situations and then to actually address our experiences within those complex situations. And because of this potential for overlearning and not therefore continuing learning from being very technical rather than conceptual, what happens is for the teacher that curiosity starts to diminish. And with poor curiosity, we actually find that the quality of teaching begins to reduce. We can consider some examples of this. For example, a very young child's notion of its mother is an example of conceptual learning as much as something very high-powered. For example, the Newtonian theory of light. Both are based in conceptual learning. In this way, we can see that what we mean by concept is actually learning. It's just another word, another way of learning, another way to think about learning. And because of this, the reflective practitioner needs to learn how to organize thinking and organize knowledge rather than just acquire and store knowledge. Conceptual learning, therefore, focuses on organizing that knowledge, organizing principles into meaningful wholes, and it therefore is very much a way that the reflective practitioner can challenge their assumptions and find ways to change and innovate. And conceptual learning then can move in two directions. It can be inductive or it can be deductive. Inductive learning is the process of learning and reasoning from detailed facts to general principles, whereas deductive learning is the process of learning and reasoning general principles towards detailed facts.